Hello and welcome back to Altcoin Buzz Trading. Bitcoin with an interesting weekend. Didn't really do too much, but a little bit of buying pressure here in the past several hours, kind of giving us a little bit of relief to the chop. Although technically this is even still chop. So we ended up with a nice up move here on Thursday and been consolidating since then. Fortunately, it looks like a consolidation, not an overall breakdown. And so that's really what you want to see right now. Is it playing around? I have moved my trend line to actually be on this particular close from Thursday or Monday. I'm sorry, the low from Monday. The way that I do my trend lines, I don't know. I don't know how anybody else does them. I just know what I do, and my trend lines, you can move them, and so I often do. And this is a circumstance where I think this is a wise decision. I actually just did this a short time ago, and so I think I'll leave this like this. Because it gives us some more room. And this is an actual event with very high significance in the market, so I think it should be encapsulated. So I'm moving my trend line. So that trend line's been moved. And this one also has been moved. This one used to be anchored here. I've now anchored it here with kind of a higher volume candle. So I like that for a trend line anchor point as well. Getting a little bit technical, but I do want to explain some of the changes in my chart. If something looks different, it's because the trend line used to cut across this area here from this low. Now we're here. So anyway, that's where we are on the more immediate picture. Bit of choppy action. I don't think we're out of the woods yet for choppy action, but we did move out of this low relatively quickly, only a couple of days down here. So maybe we only need a few days here before we bounce up. I don't have an active alert at the moment, but it probably should be right here. And actually, I should probably make that an active alert. I'll actually even go in a little bit more than that, right here to the 61, 366, 336. And so I'm going to make that my active alert in a double bottom base. Even though it's a small double bottom base, I think it still could be significant. This one moved up relatively quickly. Maybe this one will as well. If anybody wants to get uh, into the BTC here, I don't necessarily think that's a good idea, but I can't stop you if you do. And if you do, I think to stop would be the low of the day. That would be my opinion on the matter, but I still don't think that's a trade you should take. I'd much rather take a breakout, in my opinion, than a trade like that. So, but I think that's really a good thing to do here with BTC is that it's just to kind of wait. I know a lot of people don't like to wait, but in trading it's really key because there's only so many times when, going long aggressively is going to pay off. Most of the time it won't. And so I do still think that patience is the best policy here. All right, next up is Solana, which put together a pretty good day, up almost 5% so far, but kind of lackadaisical in its chart. It did rally up pretty nicely to the point where I did put an alert at the declining trend line, but rolling over here also in a double bottom fashion. You see kind of the two legs, the W being formed there. That's a double bottom with the right low undercutting the left low. And in this situation, it's a nice bounce back, but yesterday's drop was a lot more significant. So I don't think this is a huge buy signal, even though it's got a good day today. This is still watching and waiting. Still plenty of time for this to do whatever it needs to do, and then we can come back in a nice fashion like this. All right, onto our hot coins of the day. Couple ones that we've seen a lot recently is SUI, and SUI got very aggressive here late last week, and then really aggressive here today as well. Looks like we're topping a little bit here, and we'll see if this is able to sustain, but I don't know. That's a pretty good amount of topping action. 40 minutes left in a 2 hour. Yeah, that'll probably be a good little topping candle. So we'll see if that run has already exhausted itself. We'll check on that. And then APT with a nice, it's just called APT. I don't think there's a name for it. Oh, Aptos. There you go. I was incorrect. It's Aptos. Sui and Aptos. But Aptos here, on the daily, it's interesting. Made a new low, a bounce back, hasn't made a new high yet. So in that regard, these are ones I really don't like to do anything with because there's no clear trend here. This is still just chop technically, and until it really stops chopping, I don't think there's much to do with it, to be honest. You could have bought over there. You could have bought off a declining trend line, but you would have had to been watching this name. And there's a lot of these setups like this right now. So if you're looking at this, there's a lot of charts that look like this. What made Aptos better than any of those? It's really hard to make those decisions to know what coins to jump on because for everyone like Aptos and Sui here, you're going to have 10 others that don't work out. So for the most part, it's probably best to just not do anything until we have some more actionable chart patterns, generally on the daily time frame. That's usually what you want to look for, is good patterns on the daily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, thanks for joining me today. The best 5 minutes of your day on Altcoin Buzz Trading, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.